Right. Grade 9, third lesson, fractions. Right. So we will start from the review questions. Right. So first question. For each of the fractions given below, write two equivalent fractions. Right. So when we talk about equivalent fractions, right, we know there are two methods of calculating an equivalent fraction using a given fraction. දීලා තියෙන fraction එකක් පාවිච්චි කරලා equivalent fraction එකක් ගන්න ක්‍රම දෙකක් තියෙනවා. එක්කෝ අපිට බෙදලා ගන්න පුළුවන් එහෙම නැත්නම් ගුණ කරලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. හරි? So for instance, if we take something like 12 by 36, right? So this is the numerator and this is the denominator, right? So if I divide the numerator by 3 and the denominator by 3, what will be the answer? 12 divided by 3, we know that is 4, right? 36 divided by 3, we know that is 12, right? So 12 by 36 and 4 by 12, those are what? Equivalent fractions. So there we use division, right? Same thing, I'm going to take the same fraction 12 by 36. Now I'm going to multiply the numerator by 3 and the denominator by 3. So 12 times 3, we know that is 36. 36 times 3, right? We know 30 times 3, we know that is 90. 6 times 3, we know that is 18. So when we add these together, we get what? 108. So 36 by 108, right? So there we use the multiplication method, right? So I multiplied the numerator by 3 and the denominator by 3, right? So 12 by 36 and 36 by 108, those are what? Equivalent fractions. And also 12 by 36, 36 by 108 and 4 by 12. These three are equivalent fractions, right? එතකොට ওই ටික ඔයාලගේ ඔළුවේ තියෙන්න ඕන මේ ගණන් ටික හදනකොට. හරි. Okay. Right. Question number 1, part 1. So the given fraction is 2 by 3. Now I'm going to multiply the numerator by 6 and the denominator by 6. So 2 times 6, we know that is what? 12. 3 times 6, we know that is 18. Right. 2 by 3, I'm going to multiply the numerator by 12 and the denominator by 12. 2 times 12, we know that is 24. 3 times 12, we know that is 36. Right. So here, most probably, your answers and my answers might change, right? But the basic concept should be there, right? If we take a fraction, right, and if we use a whole number, always remember that we cannot use another fraction or decimals when we multiply or divide. අපි හැම වෙලාවෙම පූර්ණ සංඛ්‍යා විතරයි පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕන. හරිද? So we must use whole numbers. ඒ කියන්නේ මොනවද? පූර්ණ සංඛ්‍යා. And the next thing is what? If we talk about multiplying using the same number, we have to multiply the numerator and the denominator at the same time, right? And if we're talking about division method, right, we have to use the same whole number, divide the numerator and the denominator at the same time using the same whole number, right? Same number. So here we have 4 by 5 or 4 fifths, right? So I will multiply the numerator by 3 and the denominator by 3. So 4 times 3, we know that is 12. 5 times 3, we know that is 15, right? 4 by 5, I'm going to multiply the numerator by 10 and the denominator by 10. So 4 times 10, we know that is 40. 5 times 10, we know that is 50. Right. Third part. So I have been given 4 by 8, Right, now I'm going to multiply the numerator by 6 and the denominator by 6. 4 times 6 we know that is 24. 8 times 6 we know that is 48. Right, 4 by 8. Now I'm going to divide the numerator by 4 and the denominator by 4. So here I use the division method. So 4 divided by 4 we know that is 1. 8 divided by 4 we know that is 2. Right, so the fourth part, so that is 16 by 24. Right, I will multiply the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. So 16 times 2 I get what? 32. 24 times 2 I get 48. Again 16 by 24. I'm going to divide the numerator by 4 and the denominator by 4 also. 16 divided by 4, we know that is 4. 24 divided by 4, we know that is 6. So these are the answers. Right. So that is the end of question number 1. Okay. Express each mixed number given below as an improper fraction. Right. So part 1 we have 1 and a half or 1 and 1 by 2. So here the denominator will be the same. How do we calculate the numerator? 2 times 1, then add whatever is in the numerator. So 2 times 1 we know that is 2, then add 1. We have 3. So 3 by 2. So this number, that is the numerator. Okay, part 2. So the given fraction is 2 and 3 by 4. So how do we calculate the improper fraction? The denominator will be the same, right? So here the denominator is 4 and here also the denominator will be 4. 4 times 2 we know that is 8. Add 3 we get what? 4. So this will be the answer. Part 3 we have 3 and 2 by 5. Okay, so the denominator will be 5. How do we calculate the numerator? 5 times 3 we know that is 15. Add another 2, this becomes what? 17. Right, part 4. What do we have? We have 5 and 7 by 10. So here the denominator will be 10. What will be the numerator? 10 times 5 we know that is 50. Add a 7 to that, this becomes what? 57. Okay. Express each improper fraction given below as a mixed number. Now we have to do the reverse, right? So part 1 we have what? 7 by 3. 7 by 3, right? So actually there are two methods of doing this, right? So the first method is take the numerator and divide it by what? The denominator, right? In any case, we are turning this fraction into another fraction, no? Right? So when that happens, the denominator will be the same. Denominator ka meyama tama. Right? So how do we do this division? How many 3's are there in 7? We can go up to 2. 3 times 2 we know that is 6. 7 minus 6 we get a 1. 7 minus 6 we get a 1, right? So this is the denominator and this will be the whole number part. So what must we do? We must convert the given fraction into a mixed number, right? So if we talk about mixed numbers, it is something like this. So when we talk about mixed numbers, it has a what? Whole number part and a fraction part. මිශ්‍ර සංඛ්‍යාවට පූර්ණ සංඛ්‍යා කොටසකුත් තියෙනවා භාග සංඛ්‍යා කොටසකුත් තියෙනවා නේ. මේ දෙක එකතු වන්නේ. right? එතකොට මෙන්න මෙතනට ඉලක්කම. මේකට මොකක්ද අපි කියන්නේ? What is the term? Quotient. The quotient will be the whole number part. So here we get a 2. Right? Then what will be the numerator? Remainder. Right? So 2 and 1 by 3. Right, so what will be the other method, right? If we take 7 by 3, right? We know the denominator will be the same. And we know 3 times 2, that will be what? 6. Right? So this 2 becomes a whole number part. අය අපි මේ දෙක ගන්නෙ 3 වරක් 2 නම් 6යි. 3 වරක් 3 අපි දන්නවා 9යි. එහෙනම් 7ට 3ේම තියෙන 2යි. ඒ දෙක තමයි මෙතන අපි දාන්නේ. එහෙනම් 3 වරක් 2 6යි. 7 වෙන්න තව කීයක් ඕනද? 1යි. Right? So we can use both methods, right? Okay. Part 2. So we have what? 19 by 4. So we know 4 times 4, that is 16, right? 4 times 4, we know that is 16, and we need another 3 to go to 19. So 4 and 3 by 4. Okay. The next part, we have what? 43 by 4. Right? Here also we know 4 times 10, that is 40. Right? So that is 10 times 4. 4 times 10, the same thing. Right? So we know that is 40, and we need another 3 to go to 43. Right? Part 4, we have 36 by 7. So we know 7 times 5, that is 35, and we need one more to go to 36. Right. Question number 4. Part 1. So what is the question? Find the value. Right? So we have what? 3 by 7 plus 2 by 7. Right? So here we have two fractions. Both fractions, the denominators are same. So the answer will have the same denominator. Answer or the resultant fraction. Right? So what will be the numerator? 3 plus 2. 5 by 7. Right. Part 2. We have 5 by 6 minus 2 by 3. So here we have to do a subtraction, but the denominators of the given two fractions are different. So we have to come up with the what? Common denominator or least common denominator. So when we compare the denominators, what is the least common denominator of 3 and 6? 6. Okay. So what do we mean by that? The least common denominator of 3 and 6 is what? 6. If we observe the given two fractions, right, and the denominators of them, we cannot proceed from here. Why? The denominators are not same. Then we have to make them same. සමාන නැති යන්න සමාන කරගන්න ඕන. එතකොට තමයි අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? least common denominator එකට යන්නේ. එතකොට මේ දෙන්නගේ least common denominator එක 6 කියන එකේ තේරුම මොකද්ද? මේ භාගයේ හරය 6 කරගන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම මේ භාගයේ හරයත් 6 කරගන්න ඕනේ. හැබැයි අපි මේ භාගය ගත්තොත් එහෙම ඒක 6 කරගන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ඒක 6 කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා. හැබැයි මෙයාගේ 6 කරගන්න ඕන. Right? So we will take 2 by 3. If I multiply the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2, I can make the denominator what? 6. 3 times 2 we know that is 6. 2 times 2 that is 4. Now 2 by 3 and 4 by 6 are what? Those are equivalent fractions, right? So instead of 2 by 3, I can use 4 by 6. So 5 by 6 minus 4 by 6. So here the answer will be what? 1 by 6. Okay, the third part. So there we have what? 7 by 12 plus 3 by 4 minus 2 by 3. So here we have to do what? Between these two fractions we have what? An addition. these two fractions we have a subtraction, right? But what's the most important thing? The denominators are not same, right? So just as before, we have to calculate the least common denominator. So if we take the numbers 12, 4 and 3, what is the least common denominator? 12. හරි දැන් මම මේක ගොඩාක් මෙතනින් හට එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරන්න යන්නේ නැහැ අපි කලින් එක චුට්ටක් කතා කරා කලින් ගානේදී මොකද මේක රිවිව් ක්වෙස්චන් එකක් හන්ද right so here I don't have to do anything because the denominator is already given as 12 if we take 3 by 4 I have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by 3 so 3 times 3 I get 9 4 times 3 I get a 12 so these are what 3 by 4 and 9 by 12, these are what? Equivalent fractions. So I can use 9 by 12 instead of 3 by 4. So 7 by 12 plus 9 by 12 minus, so 2 by 3, I need to convert this 3 into a 12. So I have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by 4. So 2 times 4 that is 8, 3 times 4 that is 12. So here I get 8 by 12. Right? So we have an addition and a subtraction. So we have to start from the left. Right? Addition and subtraction, those are have the same priority. Right? So we have to start from the left. Right? So here if we simplify these two fractions we get what? 16 by 12. Then minus 8 by 12. Then we get what? 8 by 12. We must simplify. Then what will be the answer? I can divide the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. Then I will be getting what? 4 by 6. Again I can divide the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2, then I will be getting what? 3. So the correct answer or the simplified answer should be what? 2 by 3, right? So from this point, right, 8 by 12, so we can directly divide the numerator by 4 and the denominator by 4 also. 8 divided by 4, we get what? 2. 12 divided by 4, we get 3. So we get the same answer. හරි? ක්‍රම දෙකෙන්ම යන්නේ එකම answer එකට. මොන ක්‍රමේ පාවිච්චි කරත් කමක් නැහැ. Right. Okay. Part 4. So we have 1 and 1 by 2 plus 2 and 1 by 4. Right? So we know if we take this mixed number 1 and half, I can break it into what? 1 plus 1 by 2. Here also the same thing. 2 and 1 by 4. I can break it as 2 plus 1 by 4. Right? So 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 2 plus 1 by 4. Right? Now I can separately simplify the whole numbers and the fractions. Right? So 1 plus 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4. 1 plus 2, we know that is 3. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4. දෙකෙන් එකට කාලක එකතු වුණාම කීයකද වෙන්නේ? 3 කාලනේ. So 3 plus 3 by 4. Here the answer will be what? 3 and 3 by 4. The answer is 3 and 3 by 4. So part 5. 3 and 5 by 6 minus 1 and 2 by 3. Here also I can break this into what? 3 plus 5 by 6 minus 1 minus 2 by 3. Why here 2 minuses? We have to subtract this whole thing from this. No? That's the reason, right? So 3 minus 1, we know that is 2, plus, how do we simplify this? 5 by 6 minus 2 by 3. Same thing, no? Easy. We already done something similar to this, right? So we have two fractions, the denominators are not same. So what will be the common denominator here? If we consider these two numbers, what is the common denominator? 6. Right? So we don't need to do any conversions to 5 by 6. By 2 by 3, we have to do some conversions, no? So 2 by 3, I need to multiply the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. 2 times 2, we know that is 4. 3 times 2, we know that is 6. Now, 2 by 3 and 4 by 6 are what? Equivalent fractions. Okay? So, 5 by 6 minus 4 by 6. So, when we simplify this part, we get what? 2n 1 by 6. 2n 1 by 6. ඔයාලා සුළු කරන එක කරනකොට මෙන්න මේවා හරිද ගාන හදන තැනම තියෙන්න ඕන. චෙක් කරන කෙනාට ඒකට පේනවනේ ළමයා දෙයක් තේරුම් අරගෙන තමයි මේක හදලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. Question number 4, part number 6. Right. 1.5 plus 2.25 minus 1 and 2 by 3. So here also I can break this into what? 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 2 plus 1 by 4 minus 1 minus 2 by 3. So 1 plus 2 we know that is 3. 3 minus 1 we know that is 2. So we will write the remaining fractions. So we have 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 minus 2 by 3. Right? So if we take these two fractions, we know 1 by 2, that is what? 2 by 4, no? So if we add another quarter to this, this becomes what? 3 by 4. Right? Now what do we have to do? 2 plus 3 by 4 minus 2 by 3. Right? Okay. So I will continue the simplification over this side. Huh? Over this side. So if we take 3 by 4 and 2 by 3, we have two denominators which are not equivalent. Sorry, which are not equal. So we have to calculate the common denominator. And if we take 4 and 3, the common denominator between those two numbers are what? 12. Right? So if we take 3 by 4, I have to multiply the numerator by 3 and the denominator by 3. So I get what? 9 by 12. And also if we take 2 by 3, I have to multiply the denominator by 4 and the numerator by 4. Then I will be getting 8 by 12. So 2 plus. Now instead of 3 by 4, I can use 9 by 12. Right? 9 by 12 minus, in the same manner, instead of 2 by 3, I can use 8 by 12. So 8 by 12. Right? So 2 plus 1 by 12, that means what? 2 and 1 by 12. So that is the answer. Right? We are still in review questions. So this is the 5th part. So we have to do some simplifications. Right. Part 1, we have what? 1 by 2 into 4 by 7. Right. So here we can simplify this in two methods. Right. So one method is 2 times 1, 2 times 2. So on the top half we have what? 1 into 2. And in the bottom half we have what? 1 into 7. So we know this is what? 2 by 7. And there's another way, 1 by 2 multiplied by 4 by 7. 4 by 7. So here we simply multiply the numerator by the numerator. So 1 times 4, we know that is 4. And the denominator by the denominator. So here we get 14. Now we have to simplify this answer. Then we get what? 2 by 7. 2 by 7. We have 2 by 3 multiplied by 5 by 8 into 3 by 10. Right? So we know 5 times 1 and 5 times 2. 2 times 1 and 2 times 4. So in the top half we get what? 1 times 3 divided by Ri. And another thing, we can cancel out the 3. So this is 1. 1 times 1 times 1. 1 times 1 times 1. Then 1 times 4 into 2. So I get what? 1 by 8. Right. The third part. So I have 1 and 3 by 5 into 2 and 1 by 2. So these two fractions are mixed fractions. So before we do any further simplification, we have to convert each of these fractions into what? Improper fractions. හරි? ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට mixed number එකක් දීලා තියෙනකොට එයාව convert කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ improper fraction එකකට. Right. So here we get what? 5 times 1, we know that is 5. Then add another 3 to that. So I get 8 by 5 as the fraction here. Then the denominator will be 2. 2 times 2, that is 4. Add the 1, it becomes 5. Right. So I can cancel out the 5 here. 2 times 1 and 2 times 4. So in the top half, I get what? 4 times 1, and in the bottom half, I get 1 times 1. So here the answer is 4. So I have 3 and 3 by 10 into 2 and 1 by 3 into 4 and 2 by 7. So here also I have to repeat the same process just as before, right? So here we know the denominator will be the number 10. What will be the numerator? 10 times 3 we know that is 30. Add another 3, so we get 33. So here when you consider this fraction, the denominator will be 3. 3 times 2, that is 6. Add another 1, it becomes 7. Right? Here the denominator will be 7. Right? 7 times 4, that is 28. Add another 2, it becomes 30. So we can cancel out the 7s. Right? So 3 times 1 and 3 times 10. And here we can also cancel out the 10. So in the top half, we only have 33. So 33 will be the answer. Write the reciprocal of each of the following. Right? So part 1, we have 1 by 3. So the reciprocal is 3. Part 2, we have 1 by 7 and the reciprocal will be 7. Right? Part 3. Right? We have the fraction as 3 by 8. So the reciprocal will be what? 8 by 3. Not equal. The reciprocal is 8 by 3. Here also the reciprocal is 8 by 3. So this is the answer that they are expecting. Huh? Okay. Part 4. The fraction is 5. So we know when we write a number, there's a 1 always beneath that number. So the reciprocal is what? We have to flip it. So the 1 becomes the numerator and 5 becomes the denominator. Right. Part 5. So I have 2 and 3 by 5. So this is a mixed fraction. So in the question they are asking to write the reciprocal of the given fractions. So this is a mixed fraction. So before we do anything, any further simplification, we have to convert this into what? Improper fraction. So the denominator will be 5. What will be the numerator? 5 times 2, that is 10. Add another 3, it becomes 30. Now what will be the reciprocal? The numerator will be 5 and the denominator will be 30. Right. Question number 7, part 1. Okay. 6 by 7 divide by 3. So we know whenever we have a division, what do? We change the division symbol into a multiplication and write the reciprocal of this number. So this becomes what? 1 by 3. So 3 times 1 and 3 times 2. So we have what? 2 times 1 at the top half and in the bottom half we get what? 7 times 1. So here the fraction is 2 by 7. Okay. Part 2, we have 8. We have to divide that by what? 4 by 5. Right? So we know there's a 1 beneath the 8. Okay. So 8 by 1 multiplied by, we have to write the reciprocal. So this is 4 by 5. So we have to write 5 by 4. So 4 times 1 and 4 times 2. Now what? What is the top half? 2 times 5. And in the bottom we have 1. So 2 times 5 we know that is 10. So the answer will be 10. What do we have? 9 by 28. We have to divide that by 3 by 7. Okay. So 9 by 28. Put a multiplication, convert the division into a multiplication, then write the reciprocal of 3 by 7, which is 7 by 3. So 7 times 1, 3 times 1 and 3 times 3, 7 times 1 and 7 times 4. Now what will be the numerator? What will be the top half? 3 times 1. The bottom half we get what? 4 times 1. Right? So we get what? 3/4 or 3 by 4 as the answer. Right. Part 4. So we have 5 and 1 by 5 divided by 6 by 7. Right. So we have to convert this mixed number into an improper fraction. So the denominator will be 5. 5 times 5 we know that is 25. Add another one, that becomes 26. Divide by 6 by 7. Then 26 by 5. Division, change to multiplication and write the reciprocal. So 7 by 6. Right? So we can do some simplification. Then 13 times 7 into 5 times 3. So 7 times 3 we know that is 21. So we have to carry the 2. 7 times 1 that is 7. Add the 2 it becomes 9. 5 times 3 we know that is 15. Now we cannot simply write this as the answer. We have to convert this into what? Mixed number. Right? So we know 15 times 4 that is 60. And 15 times 7 that is what? 105. Right? 15 times 6 we know that is 90. So here what will be the answer? 6 and 1 by 15. 6 and 1 by 15. So there we have what? 1 and 1 by 2. We have to divide that by 2 and 1 by 4. So we have to convert both of these mixed numbers into improper fractions before we do any division. So here we get what? 3 by 2. And here we get what? The denominator will be 4. What will be the numerator? 9. So 3 by 2 into 4 by 9. The reciprocal of this fraction. So 3 times 1 and 3 times 3. 2 times 1 and 2 times 2. So 1 into 2 divide by 1 into 3. So we get what? 2 by 3. So that will be the answer. Right. Grade 9, third lesson, exercise 3.1. So we are in the lesson fractions. Okay, question number 1, part 1. So what is the question? Simplify the following expressions, right? So 2 by 3 of 4 by 5. So we know when we use the term of, instead of we can use what? The multiplication symbol. So 2 by 3 multiplied by 4 by 5. Okay, so here numerator into numerator we get what? 8. Denominator to denominator we get 15. So the answer is 8 by 15. Okay. Second part, we have 6 by 7 of 1 by 3. So here also we have to repeat the same process. Instead of the term of, we can use the multiplication symbol. Right? So 3 times 1 and 3 times 2. So in the top half we have what? 2 times 1, and the bottom half we have 7 times 1. So the answer is 2 by 7. Right. Part 3. So I have 2 by 5 of 5 by 8. So the same process, 2 by 5 multiplied by 5 by 8. So I can cancel out the 5. 2 times 1, 2 times 4. So here, what will be the answer? 1 by 4. So we have what? 5 by 6 of 9 by 11. Right? So 5 by 6 is the multiplication symbol and 9 by 11. So 3 times 3 and 3 times 2. So 5 into 3 and 2 into 11. 5 times 3 we know that is 15, 2 times 11 we know that is 22. Right. Part 5 we have 2 by 7 of 1 and 3 by 4. Right. So 2 by 7. Now before we use the multiplication symbol we have to simplify this mixed number into a what? Improper fraction of, so the denominator will be 4. What will be the numerator? 4 times 1, that is 4. Add the 3, it becomes 7. So 2 by 7 into what? 7 by 4. 2 times 1, 2 times 2. Then we can cancel out the 7s. So we have what? 1 times 1 divided by 1 times 2. That means what? The answer is half. 1 half. Right. So this is part 6. Okay. So here we have two mixed numbers. Right. So before we do any further simplifications, we have to convert these two fractions into what? Improper fractions. Right. If we consider this fraction, the denominator will be 3. So 3 times 1, it is 3. Add the 1, it becomes a 4. Of, here, the denominator will be 8. 8 times 2, that is 16. Add the 5, it becomes 21. Now, 4 by 3 multiplied by 21 by 8. 3 times 1, 3 times 7. 4 times 1 and 4 times 2. So I get the answer as 7 by 2, and I have to convert this into what? Mixed numbers. So this will be what? 3n a half, or 3n 1 by 2. Right. Question number 7. So here 1 and 3 by 11 of 5 and a half. So the same process we have to repeat what we have did in this question, right? So if we consider this fraction, the denominator will be 11. 11 times 1 is 11. Add another 3, it becomes a 14. Of, here the denominator is 2. 2 times 5, that is 10. Add a 1, it becomes an 11. So 14 by 11 into 11 by 2. So we can cancel out the 11s. 2 times 1 and 2 times 7. So here the answer is 7. Sorry, next part 8. So we have 5 by 9 of 1 and 4 by 5. So we have to convert this mixed number into an improper fraction. So 5 by 9 of, so here the denominator will be what? 5, and the numerator 5 times 1, that is 5. Add another 4, becomes a 9. Okay, so 5 by 9 into 9 by 5. So we can cancel out the 9s, cancel out the 5s and 9s. Then we can get what? 1 is the answer. Right. Question number 2. Okay. Find the value. Part 1. We have how much is 3/4 of 60 rupees. So what do we have to do? 64 we have to multiply by 3 by 4, no? Right? So 4 times 1 and 4 times 16. And we know 16 into 3, that is 48. So this is the number value. So we have to actually write rupees 48. Right? We have to mention the unit. Part 2 of that question. How many grams is 2/5 of 400 grams? So what do we have to do? 2/5 of 400. හරි අපි ඕනනම් කෙලින්ම මෙන්න මෙයාගේ මල්ටිප්ලිකේෂන් සිම්බල් එක දාලම කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ වගේ ලියලා කරත් කමක් නැහැ. 2 by 5 into 400. 5 times 1 and 5 times 80. So 2 into 80, we know that is 160. So the answer should be what? 160 grams, huh? 160 grams. Right. Next question. How many hectares is 1/3 of 6 hectares? Right? So what do we have to do? 1 by 3 of 6, no? Right? Then we can write 1 by 3 into 6. So 3 times 1 and 3 times 2. So 1 times 2, what is that? 2. So here the answer is what? 2 hectares. So you have to mention the unit. Part 4. How many meters is eighth of 1 kilometers? Right? So we know 1 kilometer, that is equal to 1000 meters. Then 1/8 of, එතන 8 කියලා නෙමෙයි කියන්නේ 8. There's a th, right? 1000 meters. So 1/8 into 1000, that is what? 125. So the answer is what? 125 meters. අපිට මේක එන්නේ meters වලින්නේ. A person who owns 3/5 of a land gives 1/3 of it to his daughter. What is the portion received by the daughter as a fraction of the whole land? Right? So this person owns 3/5 of the land. Right? So the owner owns 3/5 of the land. So from that he gives to 1/3 of it. පහෙන් තුනෙන් එකක් දෙනවා. So in the question, what are they asking? What is the portion received by the daughter as a fraction of the whole land? So what do we do? 3 by 5 of 1 by 3. That means what? 3 by 5 into 1 by 3. So we can cancel out the 3. So this becomes what? 1 by 5. So the answer is 1 by 5. Nimal's monthly income is 40,000 rupees. He spends 1/8. That means අටෙන් එකක් of this traveling. Sorry, he spends 1/8 of this on traveling. එකෙන් අටෙන් එකක් යනවලු එයාට travel කරන්න. How much does he spend on traveling? හරි කොච්චරක් වියදම් වෙනවද කියලා අහන්නේ. So what do we do? The amount is 40,000 from this 1/8, no? So 40,000, then instead of we can use the multiplication and 1 by 8. So 8 times 1 and 8 times 5, no? So here what will be the answer? 5,000. So this is the number value, but we have to write it using the units. So 5,000 rupees. So the answer is 5,000 rupees. Right. Very long. Same question, but instead of asking how much he spends to traveling, what is the remaining amount? අපිට දෙන්නේ දැන් වෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක් දෙනවා කියලා හිතන්න. එකම ගාන හැබැයි අපෙන් අහන්නේ ඉතිරිය කොච්චරක්ද කියලා. කොහොමද හොයන්නේ? if he spends 1/8 in traveling, then what will be the remaining amount? 7/8, no? මේකනේ ඉතිරිය වෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? 40,000 into 7/8. මෙන්න මේ වැලියු එක අපිට ගන්න තියෙන්නේ. Right? So 8 times 1 and 8 times 5. So 5,000 into 7, we get what? 35,000. ඒක නිකන් මම ඇහුවේ. Grade 9, third lesson, fractions, exercise 3.2. Okay? Question number 1. Simplify and write the answer in the simplest form. Okay. Part 1. So we have 1/2 plus 2/3. Then multiply that by what? 5/6. Okay? Right. So according to the BODMAS rule, right, we have to first simplify this part. Okay? So 2 times 1 and 2 times 3. So equals 1/2 plus 1 times 5, we know that is 5. 3 times 3, we know that is 9. Now we have to add these two fractions, right? So the denominators are not same, right? So when we consider the numbers 2 and 9, right? What is the lowest common denominator? 18, right? So 1/2, we have to convert this fraction into a fraction where the denominator is 18. Here also the same thing, right? So I can multiply the denominator by 9 and the numerator by 9. So 9/18. Okay? So 9/18 plus 5/9. I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2. 5 times 2, that is 10. 9 times 2, that is 18. So 10/18. So here we get what? 19/18, and I can simplify this as what? 1 and 1/18. So we have 1/4 of 3 and 1/3. Then divide by 2 and 1/6. Right. So according to the BODMAS rule, we have to do this part first. Simplification of this part. And here we have to convert this mixed fraction into an improper fraction. So 1/4 of, here the denominator will be 3. And what will be the numerator? 3 times 3, that is 9. Add a 1, it becomes a 10. Right? And also we can convert this into an improper fraction also. So the denominator will be 6. 6 times 2, that is 12. Add another 1, it becomes 13. Right? So 1/4 into 10/3 divide by 13/6. Okay? So I can use a number 2 and divide this 10. So I get a 5. Do the same thing here. So I get a 2. Right? So 1 times 5, that is 5. 2 times 3, that is 6. Right? Divide by 13/6. Now this division, I can replace it by what? A multiplication and write the reciprocal. So 6/13. So cancel out the 6. So I get what? Cancel out the 6's, then I get what? 5/13. Okay. So here I have 3/5 into, so within brackets 1/3 plus 1/2. Okay. So according to the BODMAS rule, we have to do whatever which is inside the brackets first, right? So we have to add 1/3 and 1/2, right? So the denominators are not same. So we have to consider the least common denominator. Between these two numbers, the least common denominator is 6. Right. So I am going to take 1/3 and multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2. So I get what? 2/6. right? So instead of 1 by 3, I can use 2 by 6, okay? So 3 by 5 into 2 by 6 plus 1 by 2, we know that is what? 3 by 6. So 3 by 6. Right, so here we have what? 3 by 5, and by simplifying this, we get what? 5 by 6. So I can cancel out the 5's, 3 times 1 and 3 times 2. So here the answer will be what? 1 by 2 or half. Question number 1, part 4. Okay, so 1 by 4 of, within brackets, 3 and 1 by 3 divided by 2 and 1 by 6. Right, so first of all, when we do the simplification, we have to start from the brackets. And there also we have to convert these two into what? Improper fractions. Right? So 1 by 4 of, here the denominator will be 3, the numerator will be 10. Divide by, denominator will be 6 and the numerator will be 13. Right? 1 by 4 of 10 by 3 multiplied by 6 by 13. Okay, so 3 times 1, 3 times 2. So here we get what? 1 by 4 of 10 times 2, I get a 20. 1 times 13, I get a 13. Okay, so now I will do the simplification this side of the board. I'll replace the of with the multiplication symbol, then I get 20 by 13. 4 times 1 and 4 times 5. So I get the answer as what? 5 times 13. Sorry, 5 by 13. Right, part 5. So we have 3 and 3 by 4. Okay, divide by 2.5 plus 3 and a quarter. Right, so we have to do whatever is inside the brackets first, right? And also we can convert this into what? An improper fraction. So the denominator will be 4. 4 times 3, that is 12. Add another 3, it becomes 15. Divide by, so here I can separately add these two what? Whole numbers. So 2 plus 3, that becomes a 5. Plus 1 by 2 or 1 half and 1 by 4. Right? So we know half is equal to 2 by 4. Right? And if we add a quarter to 2 quarters, right? We get what? 3 quarters. Right? So here we can simplify this as what? 3 by 4 equals 15 by 4 divided by 5 plus 3 quarters. So 15 by 4 divided by 5 and 3 by 4. Okay. Now what do I have to do? I have to convert this into what? Improper fractions. So 15 by 4 divided by, here the the denominator will be 4. 4 times 5 will be 20. Add another 3, it becomes 23. Again 15 by 4, I am going to write the multiplication, then the reciprocal of 23 by 4. So this becomes 4 by 23. Now I can cancel out the 4's. So I get 15 by 23. So the answer is 15 by 23. Question number 6. Okay, so we have two brackets. So 1 and 2 by 3 into 3 by 5 plus 3 by 4 plus 1 half. Right? So these are what? Two brackets, no? So we can do the simplification simultaneously. එකපාර කරන්න පුළුවන් මොකද වරහන් දෙකක් ඇතුලේ තියෙන හන්දා. Right? So here this mixed number I have to convert into what? Improper fractions. So the denominator will be 3. 3 times 1 that is 3. Add the 2 it becomes 5. And 3 by 5. Plus here we have to add the fractions. Denominators are not same. When we consider the numbers 4 and 2, මොනවද මේ denominators ලා? What is the least common denominator? 4. So we don't have to do any conversions here. 1 by 2 we know that is what? 2 by 4, no? Okay. So 3 by 4 plus 2 by 4. So I can cancel out the 5s. When we consider this bracket, I can cancel out the 5s, then the 3s. So here I get 1 plus 5 by 4. So what is the answer here? Right. So here we can simplify this as like this. Okay. So equals 1 plus 5 by 4. I can rewrite as 4 by 4 plus 1 by 4. Okay. Then 4 by 4 we know that is what? A whole one. So 1 plus 1, this 4 by 4 we convert that into a 1. Plus 1 by 4. So the answer is 2 and 1 by 4. So that will be the answer. 2 and 2 by 3 into 1 and 1 by 4 minus 1 by 12. And again we have a division 2 and 1 by 3. Okay. Right. So first of all we have to start from here. So, because that is a bracket, right? And also we can convert these fractions into what? Improper fractions. So here the denominator will be 3. 3 times 2 that is 6. Add another 2 it becomes an 8. Into, right? So within the bracket this is a what? Mixed number. So the denominator will be 4. What will be the numerator? 4 times 1 that is 4. Add the 1 it becomes a 5. Minus 1 by 12. Then we have a division. So here when we consider this mixed number, the denominator will be 3. 3 times 2 that is 6. And add another 1 it becomes a 7. Right? So 8 by 3 into, when we consider the brackets, there are 2 fractions and we have to do the subtraction. Right? So if we take a look at the denominators, what are the numbers? 4 and 12. So the denominators are not same. Then we have to consider the least common denominator, which is 12. So we don't have to do any conversion to this fraction, but to 5 by 4 we have to do. So 5 by 4, I have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by what? By 3. So instead of 5 by 4, I can use 15 by 12. So 15 by 12 minus 1 by 12. Divide by 7 by 3. Okay? Right. So again here we get 8 by 3 into, so when we simplify this part, we get what? 14 by 12. Divide by 7 by 3. Okay? So I will continue from this side of the board, right? So we know multiplication and division, those two mathematical operations have the same priority. So when both of them are present, we have to start the simplification from the left side and work our way to the right side, right? So I will continue the simplification from this side of the board. Okay, so 8 by 3 divide by 14 by 12 divide by 7 by 3. Actually here we have a multiplication, right? So 8 by 3 into 14 by 12, then multiplication, then the reciprocal. Before it was 7 by 3, now it is 3 by 7. Right, so 3 times 1 and 3 times 4, 4 times 1 and 4 times 2, 7 times 1 and 7 times 2. So in the top half we have what? 2 times 2 times 1, and in the bottom half we have 3 times 1 times 1. That means what? 4 by 3. Then we have to simplify this. We have to convert this improper fraction into a mixed number, which is 1 and 1 by 3. Right. Part 8. So we have 5 by 6 divided by 7 by 18 of 2 by 3 into 3 by 4. So we have to start the simplification process from here because we have off here. Okay. So equals 5 by 6 divided by 7 by 18. Instead of off, I'm going to use the multiplication symbol and 2 by 3 into 3 by 4. Right. So we will do the simplification on this portion. Right. So 2 times 1 and 2 times 9. So 5 by 6 divided by 7 times 1, we get a 7. 9 times 3, that is 27 into 3 by 4. Okay. So now, just as before, we have division and multiplication. Both mathematical operations have the same priority. So we have to start from the left and work our way to the right. Right. So 5 by 6, I have to use the multiplication. Then I have to write down the reciprocal. So that will be 27 by 7 into 3 by 4. So 3 times 1 and 3 times 2. Okay. So when we do the simplification here, we get what? 5 into 27 into 1. So that is the top half. And in the bottom we have 2 into 7 into 4. Okay. So 27 into 5. 5 times 7, that is 35. So there's a 3. 5 times 2, that is 10. Add the 3, it becomes what? 135. Divide by 2 times 4, that is 8. 8 times 7, that is 56. Right? So now we have to convert this into what? Mixed number. Okay? So 56 into 3. So 50 times 3, we know that is 150. 6 times 3, we know that is 18. So we get 168. So we cannot go 50 times 3. So 50 times 2, that is 100. Okay. Sorry, 56. 56 times 2. 50 times 2, we know that is 100. 6 times 2, we know that is 12. So we get what? 112. So that is possible. So when we convert this improper fraction into a mixed number, what will be the whole number part? That will be 2. So 56 into 2, then what will be the remainder? 135 minus 112. 5 minus 2, we get a 3. 3 minus 1, we get a 2. Okay, so this will be the answer. Right, question number 2. A person puts aside a quarter of his income for food and half for his business and saves the remaining amount. What fraction of his income does he save? Right? Okay. So for food, he spends a quarter. Right? For the business, he spends what? Half. Then what will be the total? What do we have to do? 1 quarter plus a half, no? So 1 quarter plus a half. That means what? 1 quarter plus 2 by 4, no? So that means 3 quarters. එතකොට එයා කණ්ඩායි එයාගේ බිස්නස් එකටයි හම්බෙන පඩියෙන් 4න් 3ක් එයාට යනවා. එහෙනම් මුළු පඩිය කියලා කොච්චරක් එනවද? සම්පූර්ණ එකක් නේ. එහෙනම් අපි ඉතිරි ටික කොහොමද හොයන්නේ? Remaining amount. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද remaining amount කියලා කියන්නේ? In the question they are asking, what is the remaining amount? That means what do we have to do? We know the amount as a fraction which he spends for food and for the business. Then what will be the remaining amount? Remaining amount will be what? How go ahead. 1 minus 3 by 4. එහෙමනම් අපි ගන්න වෙන්නේ නේ. So here 1 will be what? 4 by 4. 4 by 4 minus 4 by 3. So a quarter. Right. So that will be the answer. So for this question you have to write some sentences because this is a sentence question. Right. So the sentences should be something similar to this. Right. Amount that he spends for food 1 by 4. Amount that he spent for the business 1/2. Then the total amount. 1 quarter plus 1/2, right? That means what? 1 quarter plus 2 by 4. Now the denominators are same, so we get 3 by 4. Right? So when we talk about this fraction, always we have to remember, right? What does this 3 and 4 means? This 4 means that is the denominator, no? Right? That means what? The denominator is 4. In this case, if we consider his whole salary as a whole 1, සම්පූර්ණ එකක් කියලා හිතුවොත් එහෙම, and if we divide that whole 1 into 4 equal parts, right? 4 equal parts. සමාන කෑලි 3කට බෙදුවොත් එතනින් කෑලි 3ක් මෙයා අතින් මෙන්න මේ දේවල් වලට වියදම් වෙලා තියෙනවා. Right? Then what is the remaining amount? Remaining amount, හරි? ඒ විදිහට රචනය ලියලා 1 minus 3 by 4. Okay? ඊට පස්සේ මෙන්න මේ සුළු කිරල ලියන්න ඕන. Right. So amount spent for food, that is what? 1 by 4. Amount spent for business, amount spent for the business, that is what? 1/2. Okay. Total amount spent. That means what? 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2, right? Equals 1 by 4 plus 2 by 4 equals 3 by 4. Therefore, the remaining amount is what? කෙලින්ම මෙහෙම අඩු කරන්න ඕනත් නැහැ, නිකම්ම උනත් දාන්න පුළුවන් නේ. අතරින් එකයි කියලා. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපිට දාන්න පුළුවන් අර විදිහට. 1 minus 3 by 4. That means what? 4 by 4 minus 3 by 4. That means 1 by 4. Right. Right. Question number 3. Kumuduni walked 8 with a th, අටෙන් එකක් කියන එක, of a journey, traveled 2/3 of it by train and traveled the remaining distance by bus. Okay, so we will jot it down, right? So 8, so she walked. හරි මේ වගේ කෙටියෙන් මේක ලියාගන්න එක අපිට ලේසි, ගාන හදන්න ලේසි එතකොට. Right? by train 2/3 and the remaining distance by bus, right? Remaining by bus. Okay, express the distance she traveled by foot and by train as a fraction of the total distance. So what do we have to do? We have to just add these numbers together, right? Total distance by walking and by train. So how do we get it? Equals by walking 1/8 and by train 2/3, right? So 8 and 3, so two denominators which are different, so we have to calculate the least common denominator, which will be what? 24, right? So 1/8, I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. Then I get what? 3/24. So instead of 1/8, I can use 3/24. Why? These two are equivalent fractions. Then 2/3, I have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by 8. So 8 times 2, I get 16. 3 times 8, I get 24. So here I can use 16/24. Right? So when I add these numbers together, I get what? 19/24. So that is the total amount. Okay. Express the distance she traveled by bus as a fraction of the total distance. Right? එහෙනම් එයා පයින් ඇවිදලා තියෙන 8න් එකක්, ට්‍රේන් එකේ ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන 3න් දෙකක්. ඒ ටික එකතු කරපුවම අපිට එනවා 19න් 24ක්. එහෙනම් ඉතිරි ටික දැන් මේක සම්පූර්ණ එක වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? 24/24 නේ. Right? So out of this 24/24, 19/24. What does this mean? මෙතන තියෙනවා මොකද්ද? ට්‍රේන් එකෙන් ගිය ටිකයි පයින් ඇවිද්ද ටික එකතුව. එහෙනම් ඉතිරි ටික මොකද්ද? ඉතිරි ටික එයා මොකේද ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ? බස් එකෙන් ගිය ටික. Okay, part 2. So the distance she traveled by bus is what? 24/24 minus 19/24, right? So you get what? 5/24. We cannot further simplify this anymore. 5/24. Right. Question number 4. So we will go through the question. A father give half of his land to his son and a third to his daughter. The son donated 1/5 of his portion and the daughter 2/5 of her portion to a charitable foundation. Right? So මොකද්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? So we have the father. So he has a property and he is dividing the property between the son and the daughter. So the son receives half of the property and the daughter receives third of the property. Right? After that, both of the children donate a portion to charity. Right? So from the amount that the son received, right, he donated a fifth. Make it a sketch and the amount, and from the amount that the daughter received, she donated 2/5. පහෙන් දෙකක්. හරි? පුතා පහෙන් එකක් donate කරනවා, දුව පහෙන් දෙකක් donate කරනවා. Right. So the question is not over. the foundation decided to construct a building on half the land it received. Right. On what fraction of the total land was the building constructed? Right. එතකොට ඉස්සල්ලාම මෙන්න මේ වගේ ස්කෙච් එකක් හදගන්න. එතකොට අපේ question එකේ flow එක තේරෙනවා. හරි. බලමු එහෙනම් කොහොමද මෙතන මේ වැඩේ වෙන්නේ කියලා. හරි. So the son got half of the property and the daughter got 1/3 of the property. හරි. පුතාට හම්බුණා භාගයක්, දුවට හම්බුණා 3/1. අපි දැන් මෙහෙම කරමු. We'll see the amount as a fraction that the son gave to the charity. හරිද? පුතා කොච්චරක් දුන්නද කියන එක. හරි? Right. So now I'm talking about the son. දැන් මේවේ හරි ඉස්සෙල්ලා මම මේක ගාන හදන විදිය ලියන්නම්. ඊට පස්සේ අපි බලමු මේකේ wordings ටික කොහොමද දෙන්න ඕන කියලා. Right? එතකොට පුතා කොච්චරක් දුන්නද? The amount that he received was half. From that, he gave a fifth. Right? So we know numerator into numerator, we know that is 1. Denominator into denominator, we know that is 10. මේ මොකද්ද? පුතා එයාට හම්බෙච්ච ප්‍රමාණය charity එකට දුන්න ප්‍රමාණය. So we have to do the same thing, same process regarding the daughter. Now the daughter, right? So she received 1/3 of the property. From that, she gave 2/5. So numerator into numerator, we know that is 2. Denominator into denominator, we know that is 15. Then මේ දෙකම කාටද හම්බුනේ? මේ දෙකම කාටද හම්බුනේ? Charity. Charity foundation එකට මේක ටික හම්බුනේ නේ. හරි? එහෙනම් charity එකට පුතා දුන්න මෙච්චරක් තමන්ට හම්බෙච්ච ප්‍රමාණය, දුව දුන්න මෙච්චරක් තමන්ට හම්බෙච්ච ප්‍රමාණය. Now we can find the total amount as a fraction which the charity received. මොනවාද මේ හම්බෙන්නේ? ඉඩමක්. charity එකට කොච්චරක් හම්බුණාද පුතාගෙනුයි දුවගෙනුයි. කොහොමද අපි ඒක හොයන්නේ? We can add these fractions together. Okay, එහෙනම් charity. මම මේක මේ wordings ටික කෙටියෙන් දාන්නේ charity. So how can we find the total amount? 1 plus 10 plus 2 by 15. So the denominators are not same. So we have to calculate what? A common denominator. So here the denominator is 10. Here the denominator is 15. So what is the least common denominator? 30. Right? So 1 by 10. 1 by 10. I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. Why do I do that? The common denominator is 30, no? So we have to, when we consider this fraction, the denominator is 10. So we have to convert the denominator into a 30. In order to do that, we have to multiply the denominator by a 3. So whenever we are doing something to a fraction, we have to repeat to the whole of the fraction. That means what? Here I am multiplying the denominator, no? So we must multiply the numerator as well, right? So 1 times 3, that is 3. 10 times 3, that is 30. Now 1 by 10 and 3 by 30 are what? Those are what? Equivalent fractions. So instead of 1 by 10, I can write 3 by 30. Plus, now we have to do the same process to 2 by 15. Right? Now here I have 2 by 15. Now what is the thing that we need to do? We have to convert this 15 into a 30. So how can I do that? Multiply the denominator by 2. So do the same thing to the numerator. So 2 times 2, that is what? 4. 15 times 2, that is what? 30. Now 2 by 15 and 4 by 30 are what? Those are equivalent fractions. So I can write 4 by 30 instead of 2 by 15. So 4 by 30. right? So now the denominators are same. So what is the resultant fraction? 7 by 30. Now the question is not over yet, right? So this is the total amount of land that the charity foundation received. But what have they decided? They have decided to construct a building half of the land which they have received. මේ 30න් 7ම නෙමෙයි යාලා හදන්නේ. ඒකිනුත් භාගයකින්. දැන් මොකද කරන්නේ? දැන් ඔන්න මේක අපිට ඕන වෙනවා. So 7 by 30, right? එහෙනම් කොච්චර ප්‍රමාණයකද යාලා හදන්නේ? මේකෙන් භාගයක් කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? We have to divide it by 2. Now we know how to do this, right? 7 by 30 divide by, we put a 1 under the 2, right? Now 7 by 30, we replace the division by what? A multiplication, then flip it. Flip this fraction, right? So 1 by 2. So here, numerator into numerator, we know that is 7. Denominator into denominator, we know that is 60. So this will be the answer. This is the answer.